Hey guys, I spoke about this before in the past about the atom, the electron, proton, and neutron. What everything is, but I'm pretty sure this video, along the videos that were deleted, because YouTube deleted over 30 video or 40 videos. I can't remember the number of them. But anyhow, they just deleted them without any giving me any. I didn't receive a message or anything that's saying that they were deleted for what reason. And I'm going to tell you why. They were deleted because it's based on the truth, things that they don't want people to know. And one of the things that I mentioned in the past, where the soul is stored within your body, the essence of God. The essence of God, this light, photons, that is the spark of God. When God gives humanity life, He breathed into the nostril of Adam, and Adam, was able to, walk. Basically, he was just a lump when he was born in the Garden of Eden, and then he was not able to walk. But when God breathed life into it, then Adam was able to walk. Okay, so it's symbolic. Adam is the atoms. God is talking about that. And I mentioned also Adam is the divine masculine, and the divine feminine is Eve. Okay? Because that's what they're saying, the two flames. Adam and Eve are the two flames, internal flames. I'm going to tie them up into Adam and Eve also are not just governing the fire of the divine masculine, divine feminine. Adam and Eve also is in your atom. Okay? Adam, the moon is magnetic, which is negative aspect of the negative is the electron, okay, and the positive is the positive is protons. One comes from the sun, the protons come from the sun, okay, the positive, and the negative comes from the moon. It's Eve. You understand? And they join together in your atom. The atom, what's missing? The neutrons. The neutrons is the neutrality of God. Basically, neutron houses the light essence of God. Basically, your soul is stored within the neutrons. I already said that before, but I had a bunch of videos were deleted from YouTube. Without any reason, they just deleted because they didn't want this information I'm telling you to be shared. That's why they trying to, because they want to have all the information in the world. They don't want people to know anything like that. You understand? The light photon, which is the atom, with the neutron. The neutron is the light photon. When God breathed into Adam, Adam was able to walk. And I think it was mentioned in the book of John, I think. He says he was born in the Garden of Eden. When God breathed into the nostril of Adam, Adam was, he says, was risen, being able to walk, was given life. The vessel, the body is basically, think of it as a computer. The housing the housing of the computer, like the outside shell of the computer. The processor that actually makes the body, the computer, function is the processor, which is the soul. Okay? When they're telling you, when God says, God lives within you, that's exactly what God meant. It's symbolic. He lives within you because He lives within your cell, your atom, your cell structure. Okay? In every atom, it houses the essence of God. Okay? The soul is a gift from God. It houses, within the neutron of the atom. I mentioned the breakdown, what it is. So the atom has the sun and the moon. Okay? The positive and the negative. The moon is negative and the positive is the sun. Okay? And neutron is neutrality. Basically, is the gray side. It's not negative, it's not positive, it's neutral. Okay? So that's what God is. So when the sun shines into you, into your vessel, it sends positive ions. Okay? The positive ions is the electrons that circulate around the atom. Because if you look at the plus sign going through the atom, that's the positive electron, because the sun is electric, not magnetic. The moon is magnetic, which is negative. Okay? So the moon is the proton. Okay? The moon, okay, the moon and your soul are united within the nucleus. The nucleus shell is a circle around the circle around your atom. It houses the moon, and it houses the moon is the electron, the proton, and the neutron, or it's the neutral one. But with the sun hits the electron. So the electron, it begins to circulate. It keeps spinning. It spins around the atom, right? It charges the atom, and it sends a signal to the moon, which is inside the atom. Okay, the proton. Then it charges it positively, which it create a negative. It create a negative charge, which is remember I told you negative ion. Negative ion, that what keep your body healing, keep your body flowing, keep your it's actually the flow of energy within your body. And so it makes an extra electron. I mean proton. Extra proton. That would be negatively charged. So what the enemy does, they bombard you with a lot of positive ions to disturb this process from happening. So when this extra protons are created, it disturbs your healing process within your body. You understand? You need a negative ion. You need a lot of magnetic, which is the moon, is negative ions in your body in order for your body to function. So, that's why the moon is very important. The moon is control the healing and all of that, the motherlyhood and ability to to function properly. Okay? So that's what they're doing. They do that intentionally to disturb your healing process intentionally. They bombard you with a lot of positive ions, so your body would not heal. Okay? And the only thing that affects, okay, because there is die-off. The sun sends that signal into your electron as positivity, electricity, and it creates negative, because it hits the moon, and then it will create this negative ion, and which is the proton. Any extra, so because if it's that atom is negatively charged, that's what you want. Any extra protons and any extra electrons will be released, right? Will be released out of you. Basically, it leaves your body. Because or it dying off. They made a movie about it. A very interesting movie. It's called Substance by Demi Moore. Go watch that movie. That's exactly what they mean. Okay? So you need to create a prayer to call the light of God, all the light, because they fracture your soul, They fracture your soul intentionally because when they attack you with radiation, your soul begin to leave the atom and flows, and then that's what they're doing to humanity, not just to us. They're doing it to humanity, and that's why they keep increasing 4G, 5G, 6G. They keep increasing that because they know radiation. The radiation, okay. The atom is the only part of the cell that does not die off. It stays with you forever. You understand? But not everything. The proton, electron, it changes. There is die off. Electron comes in. Proton, die off, and in reverse. So they all could go. But the neutron is with you forever. Does not die. It does not go anywhere or whatnot. The only thing that affects your neutron is radiation. And look it up online. So the enemy is very crafty what they're doing to humanity. They're doing to us. They do it to us like they hate toward us. They're putting you this program forever. You don't come out of this program until you die. I've spoken to many target individuals who've been in this program over 20 years or a long, long time. Some people die, some people die, they never really leave this program. But don't worry. God is fair. Whatever they're doing to us is going to be backfire back to them trillions, folds. God is fair, But they destroyed everything that God perfected. God is, He created such a way, in such a perfection. And they say Satan comes to rob, to steal, rob, and kill, or destroy, whatever. And that's true. That's what they're doing to us. They don't care the impact they are causing, as long as you're making them money. We are making them money by keeping you in this program. Okay? And when you talk about it, they label you as crazy. They know what they're doing to you is not legal. You know what I'm saying? And then they're quick to label you as mentally ill because they don't want people to believe you. The government are experimenting on you illegally without your consent. That's a reality, and I know, God knows. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be fooled. Nobody can fool me. You know what? If we die fighting for our freedom, then that shall be it. You know what I mean? It's not really the end of the road for us. But what I want from God, which is I'm going to pray for, I want to come back in a different vessel, when they say they're gonna, when you give them mortality, you're gonna have to, you're gonna be at the age of 33. You're gonna have a different vessel. Prometheus, if you've seen that movie, there are tall giant beings, and they're coming from this planet, and they're at the age of 33. Okay, so the end is being given that. I don't know if I've earned it, or if we have earned it or not, but hey, I'm striving to get there. For God to give me, a more powerful vessel, and something that vibrates differently, something very powerful. It would be something on my own, nobody else's but mine, And then, if the enemy takes me out in this lifetime, I'm going to come back at that. And then we be talking. I wouldn't be here recording YouTube videos. I wouldn't be having conversation. I'm telling you that. I'm not going to be having conversation. I'm going to be coming to destroy, because you're not going to lose twice. If they destroy this body, destroy this vessel, God is going to give me a better one. You don't think God is incapable of doing that? Trust me, God is very capable, and I'm very confident it will happen, because when you rest your you always, what's the word? You always never doubt God. Basically, God will align with you when He knows you have been undone unjustly. Okay? Okay? But I can promise you, I'm not planning to lose, but if I were to lose, I want God to bring me back as Thor. I don't want a hammer. I want something better than hammer. Okay? I want something better, bigger. You know what I mean? I want the access to the heavenly weapons. I want that, what I want. Okay? Because when I come, I'm going to be like Satan. I'm going to come and destroy. I'm not going to rob or kill. I'm not going to rob or, or do any of that, but I'm going to destroy it, certainly. That's my vision for what's happening to me, because what happening to me is unjust, and the world is going to know who I am. That's what I want. That's my vision. That's what's the dream. That's a dream. Okay? And God is very giving. God will give you anything, when I align yourself. That's what I want. I want, when Solomon says, give me something that you have not given to anyone, or you will not give to anyone. That's what I prayed for. By the way, I prayed for that as well. I want something that also was not given to anyone and will never be given to anyone. Okay? Okay? So call your fractured light, essence of light of the soul, of photons, into your neutrons of the atoms. Okay? Call your light back what it should be, because this is just to kickstart the healing process. Okay? So anyhow, I hope this helped, guys. I just wanted to kind of story. I try to make short videos and whatnot, but I think it's important because YouTube, God bless them. They've been, any information that it's on point, they'll delete it. But you know what? There's other platform. I'm gonna maybe start to post on those as well, and just put a link, and that's what I'm gonna try to do moving forward, and because they're trying to control the narrative, control what you say, what we do not say, and the stuff. But what I'm telling you in this video is 100% on point and is accurate. If I'm not lying to you, that's exactly what your soul is. and I told you. But don't worry. God is fair. God is gonna avenge on our behalf.